And I have a special way that I would like to do this. First of all, this is going to be the last meeting that I preside over as your president. And before I hand over the gavel, as president still, that means I have the floor. And I'm not gonna speak very long, actually. I've said many of the things over the last 2 years that I felt have been really important to me. And I think that you've heard me and you've listened to me. And I want to say thank you to all of you for that. I have appreciated your support. I have appreciated your kindnesses, your generosities. I've appreciated the hard work of the Secretariat. I've appreciated the hard work of the entire Board of Directors. And I look forward to being the past president of INQAAHE because I think I'll continue to have a voice. And I want to say that I will look forward to continuing the work with the board and serving as my predecessors, previous past presidents who are in this room today, serving as sort of a mentor or a resource person or the person that can be there when you just don't know the answer. I had a lot of people help me along the way. A lot of people that came before me that have served as great role models, and it's time for me to become one of them. It's time for me to become, hopefully, a great role model. So my parting words to all of you are simply thank you. Thank you very much. So now we are going to have the official handing over of the proverbial gavel. Now, it's not been an INQAAHE tradition to have a gavel. I never received a gavel from INQAAHE. So I never had a table to pound on, but I didn't want to pound on one anyway. But JP might have a different style, okay? He might have a very different style. So I have decided that one of the things that I would like to do is to have an INQAAHE gavel. And I'm donating it to INQAAHE. It's a gavel that I received from another position that I held when I was the chair of the Center for Quality Assurance in International Education. The gavel has special meaning for me because it was given to me by someone who I think was an out-of-the-box thinker, someone who had a creative vision, and someone who was a leader. But it's the creative vision part that means so much to me with this gavel. So while I put this microphone down for 1 second, I want to bring the gavel out. So this is now going to become the official INQAAHE gavel, and I have asked the Secretariat to take it back to Barcelona, where a plaque can be put on it, just a brass plate, and I have asked for 4 words to be put on it, okay? And those 4 words are, think fun, think INQAAHE, okay? And I say this because I think we do have to realize that we can have fun in quality assurance. And I know that JP is going to make sure you all have fun. I've seen him do it at other meetings and at other conferences. But I also think that it's more than having fun. It is about creative vision. And as I said to you, when Marjorie Peace Lund handed this to me, she was one of the most visionary and creative people I've ever met in quality assurance. And I think this gavel represents that. So when I give it to JP, I want him to take a look through it because, folks, this is a very special toy. It is a kaleidoscope. Do you all know what a kaleidoscope is? Because if you don't, I'm going to show you. We have these when we're children. No, he's not allowed to come to the table. JP, take a look. This is your kaleidoscope for the next 3 years. Twist it. It changes just the way higher education does. It changes just the way what we do in quality assurance does. It changes just the way future generations of students change. It changes just like technology. It changes just like every day we encounter. So when we think about what we're doing, remember, and we saw it on a screen today, change is the only constant. JP, congratulations.
Thank you. I'm stand up and take it from you.
You are the current president of INQAAHE.
I'll handle it with utmost care and respect. Thank you, Carol. It is such a historic moment that you have created, and there is a special touch of Carol that it has. We are in the process of making history, and she has added a special touch by creating this tradition, which is now a new. When we are turning 25-year-old, I think she has added another beautiful tradition to it, and this is something what INQAAHE makes us learn every time. Every second we become richer with learning experiences. Thank you, Carol. And with this, I take this opportunity to present my remarks as the new president of INQAAHE, and I have coupled it with an item called new initiatives. So I am going to mix it. Some of my remarks, they are mostly in nature of thanking all of you and letting you know that what does this mean. I'll explain you what does this turban means also, but I will explain. I will try to thank each and everybody to make this kind of history here. I think we will try to finish, but I think I have estimated a time of 30 minutes for this talk, and I would like to listen from you also. I have requested many of you to be present so that you can join in sharing the dream. Carol has been talking this now, not now this year, but also in previous conferences, that we together have to think of a dream. We need to think about big things and have a vision for INQAAHE. So I'm going to briefly outline that and invite your comments, suggestions, and support so that we can work together in next 3 years. And I have a support of my board. I think we'll continue to do that. So I'll briefly get into this. Dear friends, colleagues, brothers and sisters, today I stand here as the president of the International Network for Quality Assurance Agencies in Higher Education. This is a historical occasion. You have heard at the opening ceremony. This is a historic occasion because for the first time, INQAAHE is being held in America. There is another reason for which this is a historic occasion. In the first time, in the 25 years of the history of INQAAHE, all of you have decided to vote somebody who is an Indian, somebody who is an Asian as the president of INQAAHE. So I think this is something you have made real history this time. Not only this occasion is historic, I think Chicago itself is a very, very historic city, and it reminds me of one of the great saints of India, one of the great philosophers of India, Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda, long back in 1893, he participated here as the representative of our country in what it was called World Parliament of the Religions. And what he advocated here was, as the different streams having their sources in different paths, which may take through different tendencies, various though they appear, all lead to thee. So it means all the paths, all different religions, we were talking about diversities, all are different ways to reach the same goal. And that became a very historical speech, and he was invited world over by a representative of all the religions to make a speech about his thoughts on religions. That is a speech in Chicago, which is considered as one of the all-time great speeches of the world, as equivalent to the Abraham Lincoln's Gettysburg Address or Nelson Mandela's speech at his trial in 1964. Such a historic place Chicago is. It has always been very close to my heart, and I feel really privileged and humble that I get an opportunity to talk to you, talk to the INQAAHE global community in this historical city. I feel very humbled to be at this global organization that represents voice of the international QA community. Stalwarts like David Woodhouse, he is there. Richard Lewis, he is there. Maria Jose, she is there. Carol Bobby. These people have led this organization. Such a great people, such stalwarts have led this organization with great integrity and dignity. Experts from all over the world, such as Lee Harvey, Anthony Stella, then Marjorie Slane, Nadia Badrawi. I'm not taking few names, but there are so many people who have contributed to this great organization. And I really feel humble and think that from where I get courage and strength to carry forward this great legacy, the sheer burden of expectations that come with this post makes me very nervous. I have never been so nervous in my entire life. I have given good amount of speeches, hundreds of speeches all over the world maybe, but this time I have been very nervous because of sheer burden of the expectation that I represent, probably the aspirations and the dreams, that the vision that you people have. You thought that he is the man probably who can take lead and do such things. So that burden of expectation is making me very, very humble. But what gives me courage? Probably the fact that I do not represent myself here. I do not represent myself here, but I represent many worlds within this complex and diverse world. I bring here all those experiences, all those expectations to this table. I wish to tell you that I hail from a very small village in India. This small village called Titwe is not even a tiny patch on the map of India. This is a place actually where there is, till today, there is no bank, there is no hospital, there is no high school, no bus comes to that village. This is one of the hundreds of the villages in my country, and I come from that place. I have lost my father in a war. India and Pakistan have fought almost 3 wars, and I am one of the sufferers. I lost my father when my mother was pregnant. So I represent actually the war-hit families who suffer every time and now, how their education suffers. I have seen. And let me tell you, my friends from Pakistan are here. I'm proudly telling you that I have most cordial relations with all my Pakistan colleagues, and I acknowledge that most of them have voted for me. So I think we have learned this kind of feelings of how to come out of this hatred, how to come out of these situations, and I bring the feelings and emotions of thousands and millions of families who are affected, whose education is affected, whose everything is affected. We bring those feelings to this table, and I can add that perspective when we are talking about diversity. Today I stand before you wearing this typical turban. This is a symbol of my place. I come from a place called Kolhapur, and this is called Kolhapuri Feta. So this feta would recognize, and I'm very happy to share with you, I have someone who understands the value of this turban. I have Mr. Amey Pawar. Can you rise please for 1 minute? He represents not only Indian community, he's no more Indian, he's US born Indian. He is on the Council of City of Chicago. He comes from, his parents come from the India, but he is representing now City Council of Chicago, and I think maybe I want to take advantage of this speech and want to hand over this mic for 1 minute because he wants to say something. Mayor of this city was supposed to come here yesterday, but he couldn't make it. But his right hand, he is known as the right hand of the mayor of the Chicago, and I will invite him to say 1 minute on this occasion.
Good evening. Hi, my name is Van Warner. I'm the alder to the 47th Ward. Anyone from Chicago? No? From all over, right? Okay. So I just wanted to say very quickly, thank you for hosting the conference here this year. I know you guys are going to be in Bahrain in 2017, but please do enjoy and go and see what Chicago has to offer. It's an amazing city. It's the third largest city in the country. I'm very proud of being a Chicagoan. I'm not sure about whether I'm the mayor's right hand. I don't know if that's a good thing, given that we have a runoff coming up for his election on Tuesday. But no, the mayor's a good guy. I'm sorry he couldn't be here. Again, thank you for spending your dollars here. Thank you for hosting the conference here. And if there's anything we can do, please do let us know. Thank you so much. And congratulations, you have the first Indian American as your president. So, and I'm the first Asian American ever elected to the city council. So, thank you.
No. Thanks, Amir. To represent here in both capacities as being from Chicago and also from being India. Thank you, Amir. So this is what I bring. I bring different traditions. I bring traditions of Kolhapur, which was one of the princely state in India, wherein reservation was introduced in education, higher education and education way back in 19th century, wherein certain classes, those who were deprived of education, were given certain concessions. I come from that background, and I come from a state of Maharashtra, which is known by this great hero whom we worship, Chhatrapati Shivaji, and he is the man actually. He set up a kingdom, but which was actually which was a kingdom which was known as by the people, for the people, and of the people. It was first kind of a king who has people from different religions on his court, and he actually taught us what is the respect to different religions, how we can be tolerant to everybody, and how as a society we can progress together. So I am happy to bring all those things here, and I again, in a way that I'm very proud to represent here India, one of the oldest civilization of the world, and as you know, again to connect it with America, I want to share with you that India is a country in search of which actually Columbus started his voyage, and he landed in America, or rather discovered America. So I think this is where I come from, and that is, I think in the morning, Dr. Anthony Stella has shared you the complexity of the magnitude of the quality assurance and the higher education system that we have is huge. The International Labour Organization has predicted that by 2020, India will have 116 million workers in the work starting age bracket of 20 to 24 years. We have over 800 universities and 38,000 colleges in the country, and my agency, National Assessment and Accreditation Council, has a huge task of quality assurance. I alone have had a burden of doing almost 1,000. I have privilege of coordinating assessment and accreditation of over 1,000 institutions in my association with NAAC in the past 12 years. So that is the huge amount of work that we do, and the complexity, and I'm happy to bring that experience and expertise that we have there. And on the next, I'm very happy and proud to come here with Asian values. I proudly represent one of the world's biggest continent, Asia, accounting for over half of the world's population, and being the elected president of the Asia Pacific Quality Network, which is a decade-old quality network comprising of over 150 members from over 50 countries. I think this is a great occasion of working with APQN, and it's a rich and diverse region. We have developed countries like Japan and South Korea, and huge developing economies like China and India, whereas we have small states like Bhutan and Laos who are just struggling, who are just trying to have their first quality assurance agencies. I think this I think I am blessed with strong support of colleagues from Asia Pacific. All of them, Dr. Rujani is there, Eddie is there. There are so many people from Asia who have been supporting us at APQN, and all of them have expressed strong commitment to contribute to INQAAHE now in their new capacities. So I think I bring to the INQAAHE family rich experience and support of this Asia Pacific QA community, and while claiming to be proud about my Indian or Asian origin, I don't want to be a fanatic of regionalism. I don't, because I strongly believe in what Lord Buddha has said. And Lord Buddha has said, in the sky, there is no distinction between East and West. In the sky, there is no distinction between East and West. People create distinction on their own minds and believe them to be true. So I think in INQAAHE, we bring everything together. And finally, I would like to say that I am blessed by you. I am blessed by support of all of you. It is last not but the foremost. I stand here as someone to whom INQAAHE community around the world have reposed its faith through their votes. I don't claim to be leader of INQAAHE. I would never want to be the leader of INQAAHE, but I can proudly claim to be someone who is blessed to represent aspirations and dreams of higher education quality community around the globe. INQAAHE has been already doing a great job under the able leadership of the presidents, and I'm very happy and proud that 4 presidents are present here. Only one probably is not there, but all the 4 presidents and very many board members who have contributed to the INQAAHE for several years, they are present here. So I think I'm blessed with all the work and the legacy that we have, and I remember that I have reached out each one of you. I had written personal mails during this election to all of you, and shared my some of views and thoughts, and I had received overwhelming response. I think most of the people responded to me, gave their comments, and said that yeah, that's a wonderful idea. And I had posed the question, can we make a difference? And your response, a very overwhelming response was, yes, we can. And with that response, I stand here today, and I am going to present few things which I call as the new initiatives, and which were already presented to you during my mails and other things. And I believe, as it is reflected from the votes, that you have your kind of support for these things. But formally also, I want to propose these initiatives to you and get your feedback, get your ideas, and not only feedback and ideas, we want people. We want people to work for the board. Board is a small, we are a strong community of 275 members, and board is just 7 to 8 people. And many of us would be busy in our own lives, in our own agencies. Each one of us is employed by already some agency. So we are going to be very busy as well. So we need a lot of hands. We are going to set up so many working groups. We are going to do so many things, and we want people to come forward and join hands for taking INQAAHE to greater heights. So some of these initiatives that I have stated is, and already groundwork has been done for this. I had said this during Talent conference that we want to have collaboration of INQAAHE GGP with other external reviews like that of INQAAHE, CHIA, EQUAR, and now I'm happy that APQN has also launched its register, which is called Asia Pacific Quality Register. So we want to have mutual recognition, collaboration of also, so that all the agencies can benefit by a single review. They can get recognized on the regional register as well as, and also on the INQAAHE's global register. We are talking about that. Can we go and take one more step forward in INQAAHE GGP and come out with, which is something called as a global quality assurance register. I think this is one initiative that we will be taking up, and which is already made some good progress. With the groundwork has been done, and Maria has agreed to work with Carol to take these things forward. One of the dreams that I have is what you see here. You're seeing a card here which has logo of INQAAHE and which also has logo of UNESCO. And I have been thinking, like, you know, it may sound little naive to you, but I have been always dreaming and asking question to myself, if with this logo of Visa and MasterCard, a credit card of any bank, there are hundreds and thousands banks around the world, that credit card gets accepted. What is that, you know, why can't we have something INQAAHE stamp or UNESCO stamp for the qualifications for the students, so that immediately that qualification is accepted worldwide. This is a large dream. It may not be, I know that it cannot be achieved in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years of span. My period of presidency will be over by that time. But I think we should work towards a larger vision that coming 10 years, we should reach a goal where INQAAHE will have that credibility, that with its seal, the qualifications will be considered as the worth and credible qualifications. And for that, I think we need to do a lot of work. I had requested Mr. David from UNESCO to be here. I hope he's here. Anyway, we will be in touch with him, and we want to work with UNESCO, because UNESCO also has similar kind of initiative. They are going to have this global convention, and we would like to see how we work with UNESCO, and UNESCO and INQAAHE come together and give the students of the world which is something useful to them. I think that is one of my vision and one of my dream that we have, and I have already said that we want, because we represent the world, and sometimes it so happens that board is not represented adequately by different regions. So I think it should be one of our endeavor, and earlier it was there also, that we should have people from different regions. So now also probably we do not have anybody from Africa on the board, or we have the large section of China, Malaysia, Japan, that East Asia, we don't have anybody from the board, and board has opportunity to co-opt some people. So in future also we will, in consultation with board, endeavor that we try to have different regions people on the board. I think that is something what I want to have. And one new initiative that I would like to propose is to set up INQAAHE Quality Awards. We have set up APQN Quality Awards 3 years before, and to mark the 10th anniversary of APQN, and it has been a huge success. People have accepted it. They feel honored and recognized that whatever quality assurance work they are doing in their country, within the region, is recognized globally. I have seen that many other QA bodies, QA networks are having such good traditions. I learned Carol received one special award from ASPA. I know that Mike from Caribbean is here around. He has started some excellent awards in his region. So there are many agencies, networks who have their awards to recognize the extraordinary or good contributions. And I believe that we have many people who have contributed to the cause of INQAAHE, to the cause of quality assurance in this world. And it will be great if we set up INQAAHE Quality Awards, and that is one of my proposal as a new initiative. Capacity building is the major issue, and we would like to approach this issue in a different way, and that is why I want to propose a new thing, what I want to call as quality hubs. Again, this is something we have experimented in APQN. We have rich diversity, we have some very strong, rich, well-developed, rich expertise and experienced quality assurance agencies who have more than 50 years, 60 years, 100 years experience in quality assurance. And at the same time, we have got a large number of agencies who are still starting. They need some kind of support, and INQAAHE cannot reach to everybody. It is very difficult. Carol was talking that accepting invitations for workshops and seminars itself can sometimes become difficult. And therefore, this concept of recognizing some quality assurance agencies, well-developed quality assurance agencies, who are willing to share their expertise for free. And that has worked. In our region, we have recognized, and if Onesca, Professor Chanarong is here? No, I think. But in Asia, we have recognized 3 or 4 quality assurance agencies. They volunteered and they say, we will do the activities. We will have a workshop. We will host internship program. We will do seminar in the name of APQN. So similarly, we are looking forward to these quality hubs. We will in turn recognize them as the quality hub of the INQAAHE, and they can do a lot of activities in the small bucket. In South America, there may be some good, well-developed agencies who are willing to do some workshops and seminars. And it makes a lot of sense if they do it on behalf of INQAAHE. INQAAHE can go once in a year to some place, in a way. But if we adopt this approach, probably INQAAHE can reach out to all small pockets, small regions and sub-regions of the world with the help of our members only. So this is one new initiative of quality hubs that I am suggesting, and then generating funds through various value-added services. Our brand is one of the most trusted brand. We have heard it from many people. We know that INQAAHE is the most trusted brand when it comes to quality assurance in higher education. But I think we need to leverage that brand more and use it, allow people to use it to generate revenues. We can use social media, website advertisement, publications, and we have some very creative people, and I'm looking forward to Pauline on board for that how we can use our media effectively so that probably we can create a brand value and generate some revenues. There are many ways. So this is one initiative that I would like to propose. And another thing was about having global quality information portal along with UNESCO, because that is a dire need. Students all over the world need some kind of access to the quality information, and currently it is available, but it is in a fragmented way. Different regions have different ways. We have Asia Pacific Quality Information Portal. In Europe, they have created Crossroads. UNESCO has its UNESCO Higher Education Information Portal. At different places, this information is scattered, and students are at loss. They can't. So I think if we have a one-stop place where students can find out quality assured qualifications, who are the world's recognized quality assurance agencies, what are the institutions they have recognized, I think this is one initiative. If we can take up with UNESCO, I think that will be a great contribution of INQAAHE to our society at large, I believe. That I have already talked about cost. It might sound trivial for some people, but I have experienced with my association of INQAAHE for last 10 years. There are many people out here who can't afford huge registration fees of 700, 800, 900. I remember once I decided not to attend one conference because registration fees was $900. So I think we need to re-look at it. It is, we agree that it is, we are not in a money making. We are a not-for-profit, we are a service organization, membership service organization. And I'm very glad, even much before I need to do anything, Fiji has come out with a registration fees, which is just $350, and Bahrain has also kindly, even though it is 2017, they have paid it around 400, right? So it's around 400. I think already it is started. So we will try to minimize the registration cost and expenditure on these things, and just on a lighter side, we will ensure that we will request Fiji and our friends from Bahrain that in the conference hotel, along with accommodation and breakfast, will also come. Yeah. Because this year we faced that problem. Another next initiative, I think that Carol has already talked about, that we want to formalize our relationship with regional networks. So we acknowledge that regional networks are much stronger. They relate much closely to the members. INQAAHE is an example, APQN is an example, RIASES is an example, INQAAHE is an example, ACWAN is an example. The agencies relate more closely with them, but we don't have a formal relationship with them. We encourage interaction, joint projects, we give them slot for meeting, but so far we have no formal relationships with the networks. I think that is one of the agenda that board has already discussed, and we should be taking it forward. I think one thing I have done about the collaboration between the INQAAHE and the regional networks, rather than doing the talk, I made some efforts much before I took over as the INQAAHE president, taking advantage of the fact that for some time I happened to be the president of INQAAHE as well as APQN. I put word to Fiji Higher Education Commission that you are hosting INQAAHE forum this year. Can you consider hosting APQN conference as well? Because we have almost 80 to 100 people which are members of both INQAAHE as well as APQN. So it will make a lot of sense for our people to attend a conference and forum at the same place, and that's going to be an advantage. And thank you, Fiji, thank you, Dr. Richard, to accept our invitation, and they immediately responded and said, yes, we are going to do that. And that is one model wherein I think I would encourage that in future, whenever we are holding INQAAHE forum or conference, we try to tap with the regional network whether they are willing to join hands with us. I think that will be an important thing that we will be pursuing. I'm not going to repeat that. I just wanted to tell that what initiatives I have proposed are very much in sync with INQAAHE's mission. INQAAHE's mission, the central purpose and role of INQAAHE is to promote and advance excellence in higher education through support of an active international community of quality assurance agencies. I had also put in here the strategic goals of INQAAHE, which just now Carol has outlined in front of you. I will just point out the bottom line, that is one of the key objectives outlined in the strategic plan of the INQAAHE, that one of the objectives stated is ensuring worldwide visibility of INQAAHE's role as a leading organization for quality assurance agencies. While applauding all this laudable objective, I need to be realistic in stating that we are yet to come a long way in having this global visibility. Many people outside our quality assurance community still wonder what is INQAAHE. I mean, I was asked this question many times, what is INQAAHE? So we have not reached enough to the higher education institutions. I haven't met a student who says that INQAAHE, he knows INQAAHE. I mean, I'll give you an example. In our country, we made a deliberate effort that students should know who NAAC is. And now it is quite a success. You know, people know that when the college is getting a makeover, everything starts functioning well. It is painted and everything, and all the things become routine and everything. Then they realize that NAAC is probably going to come for the visit of this university. So I think people are now coming to know that quality assurance agencies mean something, and we continue to get a lot of emails that after your visit, this university has stopped this. After your visit, when the peer team visited, there were a lot of activities, but when the committee left, everything has vanished. I think, I believe, I am going to say it again, but I think we need to be known to the students. Students should know that INQAAHE is some organization that means to us, that has something to do with us, our life. I think that is one thing I would like to see. I will quote Mahatma Gandhi, one of the great world leaders known for peace. He has said that, recall the face of the poorest and weakest man you have seen and ask yourself if this state you contemplate is going to be of any use to him. So whatever we want to do at INQAAHE, probably we need to think that whether it is going to be of any use to the student or to the institution that ultimately we are supposed to serve. The bigger picture that I want to present you is that I'm looking forward to a day when every single institute offering higher education qualification would aspire to flash INQAAHE logo on its website and admission brochure. I'm looking forward to a day where there will be no higher education quality assurance agency in the world which is not a member of INQAAHE. And finally, I'm waiting for the day when every single student who wish to opt for tertiary education qualification will look for INQAAHE's tag on that qualification or the institution. I know this sounds something bit ambitious, but over the 10 years or 20 years, if we can achieve this and we can set it as our dream, I think we will serve the ultimate purpose. Now, today I want to thank you for supporting this agenda and invite you to join us in taking forward this. As I said, I want your comments. Maybe if you are tired and getting ready for dinner, not now, but after this program, you are welcome to write to us. But I would invite not just comments, but many people to come and contribute to this. And finally, I think I should say one important thing, that in January 2016, INQAAHE will become 25-year-old organization. It is our 25th anniversary, and I once again feel blessed, honored along with my board, that we are at the helm of the affairs when INQAAHE will be celebrating its Silver Jubilee Conference. And I propose that we use this opportunity not only to celebrate, but also to reflect and rejuvenate ourselves to contribute to much greater cause. We can take up all our initiatives as part of Silver Jubilee and consider many options like having publications, lectures, seminars across the global region. I want to have some, I have some idea of having INQAAHE's quality ambassadors all over the region to promote the cause of INQAAHE, take the name of INQAAHE all over the world. In each region, we want to identify quality assurance champions who have contributed to INQAAHE, who have contributed to regional networks. We want to identify them as the INQAAHE's ambassadors of quality. So this is something I want to propose in the year 2016 when we'll be having Silver Jubilee. Our country is willing to have a special event, but I would rather open the floor to all of you first and say that anybody is willing to have a special conference to mark the Silver Jubilee of INQAAHE, you are most welcome to send in your requests or proposals. And I will skip some of the things which I already tell, and since I am in US, I cannot but repeat what Obama has said, because I believe that many times we come across the cynics. Many times when somebody outlines visions and dreams, he or she meets with cynics who laugh or who can pass some comments. But I think that I have always witnessed that every time there will be some people who will criticize you, who will laugh at you, and that time I happened to read what Obama has said in his first address, and I am going to read it once again for you and reaffirm that fundamental truth that out of many we are one, that while we breathe we hope, and where we are met with cynicism and doubts and those who tell us that we cannot, we will respond with that timeless creed that sums up the spirit of people: yes, we can. So we are going to do it, we are going to have this dream, and we want to realize the INQAAHE's full potential and transform INQAAHE to be a true microcosm of the quality culture, and let harmony with the diversity be the slogan and strategy for global higher education QA community. And charity begins at home. For everything that I have talked, for everything that many plans are unfolded, there are sacrifices. And I want you to make sacrifices of your time. You have already made a good sacrifice of your time by listening with patience for half an hour to me. I will tell you what small sacrifice I have made and who is the most affected stakeholder of my INQAAHE mission. This is my family. These are the pictures that I have taken when they say bye to me on the Bangalore airport. This is my little daughter who is not even 5 months old.
So young.
And her name is Ashiana.
You are so young.
Thank you.
That concludes our General Assembly meeting. Cocktails start at 7:30. Please make your way over.